This is a story of Chris, Stan, Charlize, and Caitlin. 4 friends who decide to go on a joyride, not knowing what lie ahead. A simple night of hanging out, drinking, and getting high turns into so much more than they could have ever planned or bargained for when they find themselves lost.
Are you me?
Am I you?
Are we the same?
If I tell my story,
Maybe we'll find out.
Ugh, that's not funny, Chris.
Oh, yes, it was.
Charlize, please chill.
Yeah, just chill, man.
Man, shut up.
Hey man, all I know is it seems like we've been walking for a minute now.
Not saying like, man, we have. But, and I'm getting tired, but that trash is funny. Did you see her face when she fell?
All right. Y'all, all this is irrelevant right now. Who cares if you're tired or she's scared and she fell? Our main problem right now is
We're lost.
Exactly. And that's why it must ain't funny.
Why no, Charlize?
See, my mama told me stop hanging out with y'all, and I didn't listen.
Man, hanging with us. Y'all invited us. That's because you stole your mom's raggedy car and said your dad's knowing. Now we out here stranded.
Man, did y'all see my phone? I think I dropped it when we jumped the fence.
That's besides the point. And don't act like I had to put a gun to your head to get you to come here, Chris.
Oh, man, I'm over there looking for your phone. Cause I ain't even got no cell phone.
Man. Oh, look, stop tripping in front of your girl, right? Because you know what's up.
Alright, calm down. My phone's dead. I forgot my phone at home. Shoot, it's getting cold out here. Where are we anyways?
Don't look at us. I mean, shoot, we've been driving about 7 hours taking random turns. That's when the car ran hot and the tires blew out.
How are we supposed to know where we are? How are we supposed to know where we are? I don't know about them, but I knew where I was. Somewhere between despair and suicide. See, what my friends didn't know that night was I had a really good reason for this last-minute road trip. It's my last hurrah, so to speak. Because I decided that when I got home that night, I was gonna do it. The note was written and waiting on my mama. Nobody was gonna be able to talk me out of this. That's why I didn't tell them. They didn't know what I had in the trunk. What?
Man, we didn't check the trunk for the spare tire.
We didn't check the trunk. Man, what was you doing outside the car that whole time? We were just sitting here then.
I panicked, alright? Look, knowing we had alcohol in the car, I seen them blue lights. That's when I told y'all to run, remember?
Okay, cool. We just hiked back to the car, check the trunk, turn the tire, go back home.
Thinking, my boy.
Are y'all forgetting that we were almost on E before the tire blew out? So unless you got a pocket full of propane or gasoline, y'all might want to rethink that.
Alright, man, let me think, man. Let me think.
Think? How can you think out here? It's cold, it's getting dark, I'm hungry. The burger that I ate earlier is worn off. I forgot my jacket and purse in the car.
God, you cold, you hungry, you tired? Man, stop your whining.
We've got to figure a way out of this. We've got to figure a way out of this. Because if I'm not back home in the morning, yeah, my dad's going to hit the roof. And the last time he got mad at me, he nearly killed me. Literally. Since one incident, me and my friends were just hanging in the garage, and one of my friends leaned on his old Cadillac. He might have put a scratch on it the size of my pinky fingernail. But when my dad seen it, he took me upstairs and beat me like I was Kuta Kinte. Then decided to throw hot alcohol on it.
So yeah, my mom, she had to rush me to the hospital for 3rd-degree burns. She come up with some lie about a ski trip. Do it look like I ski?
So after that, I was introduced to pain pills. I stayed high on pain pills. Only because I just didn't know my dad was gonna unleash his wrath on me again. At least when he does, sure, I'll be almost too high to feel it. Until the next day. So what my friends didn't know that night was, I didn't get this from no motorcycle accident. Let's just say making my dad mad was
Not the way to go. Look, bro, this can't be the way to go. I saw you just pass this tree 30 minutes ago.
Bro, how can you tell? All the trees look alike. What was that?
Girl, you scared of the dark?
No, it's what's in the dark that I can't see that I'm scared of, stupid.
See, I told you that we should let her in the field. She kept scaring me falling all over the place.
Oh, shut
Dang.
up! Y'all, maybe we should pray. Y'all, do not start that back up. And how you gonna tell Stan to shut up then talk about praying?
Well, if Jesus can say to Peter, get behind me, saying, I can tell Stan to shut up.
All right.
Okay, everybody just calm down. Look, I have half a bag of chips and some gummy worms.
Half a bag? Of course it's gonna do for me. I better get the Rachel Randall up out here and find some bird seeds, some mushroom or something. Hey.
Very funny.
Look, I'm hungry, but we can save all this for later. There's no telling
How long we'll be out here? Not that I'm not used to being out in the cold. See, I've been passing around to every family member that I have since the day my mom left me in the hospital for my granny to raise me. When my granny passed, all my family members fought over who would not have to take care of me. I've been in 5 different schools, 3 different towns in the past 2 years. Everywhere I go, trouble just seems to find me. So I crack jokes when I'm around to see my friends smile, since my family never does. All they ever do is yell. What my friend didn't know that night was, I only agreed to come on this last minute road trip because my aunt had to work overtime at the strip club for the 4th time in a row this week. And that meant I was on my own. And being on my own meant doing what I had to do to survive. It's hard to admit it. I cleaned out of dumpsters and stolen dirty clothes when she wasn't home at days at a time. My teacher always ratted me about sleeping in class, but sometimes that's the same place I had to sleep. And that night in the woods, we were tired, we lost, but all I wanted to do was get some sleep because I was so tired.
Can we just stop and rest?
Man, how you got me out with these lame females?
Man, look, you the one who messed up with Caitlin in the first place. Don't even blame me.
Bruh, if I knew you was talking about that Caitlin, I wouldn't have even came. I thought you was talking about white Caitlin. She a passion dark anyway. I don't know what you was thinking.
You don't need white girls, man. You're right, I don't know what I was thinking. But what I am thinking is, I hit on my boy Rico before I left the block. Look what I got, man.
Woo. My boy, I ain't thinking. I won't.
Hey, are you okay?
No. You got me out here with this jerk. I'm cold, lost, and hungry as I don't know what. See, this is what I get. I'm supposed to be in youth ministry right now. I should have never snuck out the house.
Girl, I'm sorry. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I didn't know who Chris was bringing when I told him to bring a friend. Guess I'll see who he's bringing next time.
There won't be a next time. This was it for me. Mama had been telling me over and over. So I'm hanging out with Charlize and Chris, but I was so stuck on being popular, I hung out with them anyways. See, they were both captains of the basketball team, so just hanging out with them made me popular by association. And I was tired of being an outcast because I was saved. All the girls hated me, and the boys, they just thought I was cute. So they chased me down like I was a cat in heat. Mama and Daddy, they always said don't worry about what people thought about you, but that's easier said than done. They went to school back in the day. Nowadays, you're either with the popular crowd, on their good side, or your life in high school was miserable. Before Charlize and I became friends, I was literally a nobody. The girls, they didn't want to hang out with me. And the boys, when they found out I was a pastor's daughter, they saw me as a conquest to see who could get in my pants first. And Jeremy, he was my first real boyfriend. Or so I thought, until I turned him down. And then he posted on Instagram and said that I was a slut and the whole school turned on me. I cried for almost a month. Until Charlize, she took pity on me and she got the whole school off my back. But in order to stay on her good side, I literally became her slave. Stealing answer keys, cheating on tests, doing her homework. I was sick of all of that. What my friends didn't know that night was, I was tired of being spiritually lost and living outside of truth. I was going to give my life back over to God. Popular or not, I was going to live for Him. But in that moment, all I wanted to do was get back home. Y'all, we have to figure something out. I can't stay out here all night. I have an appointment in the morning.
Girl, right now, we lost. So we might as well smoke these blunts
Make sure this man snuggle to him.
Get off of me!
Watch out, alright? Look, you good? Look, he right. We ain't got nobody but ourselves. So we might as well. And I roll one for everybody.
I don't know about that. I didn't want to get high. I wanted to die. Yeah, I was the popular girl, but that had gotten me in some trouble that I didn't want to be in. I wanted to stop living as a result. Nobody thinks the popular girl needs those extra 5 minutes of attention. Well, sometimes we do. See, I was at this party with my basketball team. I had gotten high and drunk and ended up in bed with one of my teammates, a girl. And I had no idea what I had done until she told me. And when she did, I was so ashamed and confused. I didn't know what to do. I knew that I wasn't gay, but I couldn't get it off of my mind. That's when I started sleeping with any and every guy who wanted to. That's really when I became popular. And then 2 months ago, I found out that I was pregnant. The guy and his mom took me to get an abortion. Now I was just confused and a murderer. And then a couple weeks ago, I went to the doctor because I hadn't been feeling good. They told me that I had an STD. And they were going to give me an AIDS test, but I'm not going to stay and die a slow, embarrassing death. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. When I get home tonight, I'm out of here.
Girl, what are y'all babbling about?
Y'all, something's not right. Y'all got me out here in the middle of nowhere with no way out. Y'all, I feel funny. What was in that weed? My heart is racing. I can't see.
What are you talking about? Did you get that good stuff, man? Because I don't feel all that.
Caitlin, are you okay? Caitlin, something's not right. Something was horribly wrong. My throat started closing up the moment I took my first puff. I seen the effects of drugs on my sister, and I vowed to never do drugs a day of my life. See, Christy, she was a beautiful, smart woman until she met Clifton, and he introduced her to meth. From day one, she was hooked. Her teeth falling out along her hair, and then there she was, 22, in her casket. She was unrecognizable. Knowing I had weak lungs since birth, I knew not to touch drugs. But I thought I'd just take one puff to satisfy everyone and to calm my nerve, but it immediately backfired. In that moment, fear gripped my heart. All I wanted was a chance, a split second, to repent and turn back to the Lord. I looked at my friends as my throat started closing up, and I wanted to tell them, run, run. Not through those woods, but to the Lord. He's their only way. Jesus is the only way. I planned to fall to my knees when I got back home. I was going to open up my Bible, and I was going to read it every day. I was going to start my life back over, unless it was too late. Chris, it's too late. Look at her.
She just tripping because she ain't never smoked before.
Caitlin? Caitlin!
Man, I don't think that shit bugging out, bro.
Something's really wrong with her.
And so there they were, stranded in the woods, lost in more ways than one. They were literally lost, and they were spiritually lost as well. And as Caitlin got worse, they were growing more and more fearful by the minute. They needed to be rescued, but there was no help in sight.
And so there we were,
Scared.
Frustrated. Hungry.
Dying.
Oh my God, this is not good.
I know, she blowing my high.
Stan, this is not a joke. Chris, we have to do something.
Man, I told you I don't know what's wrong with her. And I sure don't know CPR.
Man, look, we brought the weed, and I ain't trying to get an accessory to whatever she got going on.
She's still breathing, but we have to do something now.
Look, man, here. I packed this before we left. Cover up, me and Stan, we gonna hit the highway and try to find some help.
Oh no, me and Stan won't. I ain't trying to get ran over and kidnapped on the deserted highway. You crazy?
Man, you got a better idea?
Yeah, maybe we should pray.
Pray? Pray? What good was praying going to do? Caitlin was lying there dying. I wanted to die, and these two jokers didn't have a clue. My uncle always told me to pray. He would always say, little bit, pray about everything and worry about nothing. And then he was murdered by his girlfriend right in front of me. All his praying didn't save him from her. So from that day forward, I didn't pray. I didn't believe in God, and I wasn't going to. I had ruined my life, and now I had ruined Caitlin's. She wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. I'm such a stupid loser, and I deserve to die. Forget waiting until I get home. I'm gonna end this right now. Out of all the things I had planned and wanted to happen tonight, I couldn't believe this was happening.
Man, it was some crazy stuff. And all I want to do is occupy my time. I
Didn't ask for all this. I mean, yeah, Stan was right. Even though I got the weed from Rico, I'm the one who gave it to her. So what was I gonna do? She ended up dying. I didn't know what to do, so I just panicked.
My mind was reeling out of control. What was I gonna tell Caitlin's parents? Who was I gonna tell my mom about the doctor's appointment slip she found? I didn't know what else to do, so I took off running. And there I was, running through those woods.
Man, I was so scared running through those woods, I ended up scared movie falling. The only thing I could think about was getting back to my aunt's house. Even though I figured I would be able to get in, at least I'd be somewhere familiar. And I could go
By the dumpster, that dumpster always had the best half-eaten burgers ever. Sometimes people go where they fries untouched. I ain't know what was gonna happen to Caitlin.
But only thing I could do was
Focus on me. And that's what I did. I hit the highway by myself. It took some time, but I finally flagged somebody down. I mean, I got in the car with this old lady, and yeah, I was so scared, I started babbling about what was going on. She tried to take me back to where we was, but I told her no. I just wanted to get home, and I prayed my dad wasn't there. I just hoped my mom would be there to help me figure out what was going on tonight.
Now thinking about Charlize and Caitlin, I really didn't know what was wrong with her. I mean, I knew Charlize was there, and I knew she would get some help. I just hoped they would just survive through the night.
She was breathing when we ran, so I hoped she would. I made it back to the car. Luckily, I found Chris's cell phone in the woods and used it to call my mom. She picked me up from the train station. That was about a half a mile in the opposite direction from when we ran from the police. By the time we got home and were about to call Caitlin's parents, they had already called the police and were out looking for Caitlin. When I found out they found her, I was so relieved until they told me that
She was dead. Yeah, it was hard to hear, hard to believe, and hard to deal with.
Man, how could a so-called night of fun turn into someone's death?
I felt horrible, and I knew her mother blamed me. I
Couldn't go to the funeral.
Mainly because I wasn't around anymore. And my aunt found out that I was with the girl that died, and that I was doing drugs too, even though she known the fire for blunt herself. She said that was it, and she don't want me living with her in the first place. So she took me down to juvenile court and filed an unruly child charge against me. And the judge thought he needed special help, so he sent me off to boot camp. But after boot camp, there was no one to pick me up. So they sent me off to a state-funded military correctional school. And by the time I was released from there, I was 18, so they meant I was an adult. But I was an adult with no job and no real direction. So I did what I do best. I met back on Rico. I started selling drugs, and I started hustling just a little bit. And one day, I finally built up the courage to ask him, what was in that weed that he gave Chris that killed Caitlin? Bad move. He thought I was working with the police trying to set him up or something. He didn't ask no questions, he didn't answer any questions either. He snapped his fingers, and one henchman snapped my neck. Just like that, my life is over.
And my mom just turned her head when my dad beat me unconscious. He said he would have killed me that night, but he said I didn't need to suffer the way Caitlin had. So yeah, while we waited on my trial, he tied me up in the basement for 3 months. And of course, he beated me every day. So walking into that courtroom, I just felt so weak. I could barely stand. The judge, he ruled me not guilty. everybody was shook. Some were happy, but not me, because I knew that meant more torture and more starvation when I got back home. And knowing my pain pills could help me ease the pain of getting beaten with a metal pipe, burned with cigarette butts, even urinate on myself. I wanted to die. Couldn't take it anymore. The beatings,
The guilt.
I was hurting. There was only one way out.
I tied the rope and climbed the tree.
I put the bullet in the chamber and I closed the door.
I tied the rope around my neck.
I put the gun in my head.
The branch broke. When I hit the ground, it knocked me out. And I dreamed. I dreamed about Caitlin, Chris, Stan, and that night in the woods. I dreamed about my uncle and all that he went through when he was alive. I dreamed about the baby I aborted. I could remember hearing my uncle pray to the Lord, saying that he loved him, and that no matter what man did to him, he knew that he would never forsake him, and that he would always be there for him. Even as his girlfriend was murdering him, tears streaming down his eyes, he cried out to the Lord, "Forgive her and receive me." When I woke up in the hospital, my mother was there. I told her everything, and I promised never to keep secrets from her again. We cried together, and we hadn't been to church in years, but we called our pastor, and when he came, we gave our lives to the Lord. And so it no longer matters what I've done. Christ cleaned me up, changed my heart, and saved my life. And though I lost 3 friends in the woods that night, and I was spiritually lost, and I allowed the devil to have a hold on my mind, and my flesh was submitting to his will, it was God's will for that branch to break and my life to be spared. And now, I can say, Amen.